We're live, Shelby. We're live. Man, eye boogers. Eye boogers. She hates when I do this. Eye boogers. Icky. Get rid of them eye boogers. Alright. So this is it. It may work. I'll take this off here momentarily. While you're on the property, a lot of places like this, it's required of you to wear such. We don't want to disappoint anybody. There we go. Optimum view. It's all about right there. That's what I'm concerned about. Right in front, right there. Anybody comes alongside me and decides to do the old brake checko, I'm not going to say nothing to them either. They're going to be like, what'd you hit me for? And this, that, and the other. I guess we'll just talk about that when the cops get here. I said, because you're going to tell them your story and I'm going to tell them mine. And he's going to try to figure out which one of us is lying. And of course, they won't know that I'm recording this. So I ain't going to say nothing. And if it's determined that it was more than just simply a matter of, impromptu braking, changing lanes, and had to stop real quick to avoid running a red light, that kind of thing. Changing lanes real quick and then tailgating the car that was in front of them, and that car stopped real quick. They had stopped real quick, and I didn't have enough time to start backing off after he jumped in front of me, which is failure to yield, by the way, which is the exact same amount of points on your license as a DUI. True story. And anyhow, the whole time I'll just make like, we'll see who the cop believes when you get here, dude. And then dude, you got the stop sign, I don't. But at least you can do when someone waves you on by, say hey, wave back, say thanks. Whatever. Anyway, nobody has any courtesy anymore, man. You give someone courtesy, they won't give it back. Old school, like I said, oh, that's a good looking Chevy right there. Am I ADD or what? I'll be on one subject and all of a sudden something else. That is a good looking Chevrolet right there. About 83 model.
3266, Plantation
good looking
Road.
Chevrolet. Step side on top of that. Wow. Mint condition. So anyhow, I don't know if I gotta stop and see this woman or not. Let's see here. Everybody's getting ready to go to lunch. Ain't no reason I should be slowing them down. Alright. She's happy. I ain't gotta talk to her again. Anyhow, the whole time I'll just make like, yeah, dude, we'll see who the cop believes when he gets here. And I won't say nothing more. Let that guy rehearse his story and whatever else. The guy coming down the road, he's making a left turn in front of me. I'm kind of in his way, so I'll just move on down the road, let him get in there. Anyhow, all the while, I won't say nothing more. And even while the cop is there, I'll leave this run the whole time so that the cop will actually end up being on the video as he's examining the damage to the back of the car, the front of this truck. And then when he starts with, well, that other guy said this and this, and I'll say, no, sir, it was like this right here. Well, the other guy says this and this. I'll say, yeah, but my dash cam says he's a liar. At that point, I'll go ahead and save it.
Highway 308.
I've noticed no matter how long these live streams go, it only takes about 10 minutes for it to process.
Turn left.
So I'll go ahead and let that do its thing, show it to that cop right there, and that fellow at the very least will be getting a ticket. If it turns out to be anything more aggressive, like road rage, he might even end up going to jail. hours to make an hour drive. GPS says it's going to take an hour and a half. But I also, as I get moving along, I gain time as I go on my GPS. Except I'm not sure what traffic's going to look like going into New Orleans. It might be a bit of an hour and a half and then some. Yeah, at the moment it's saying 70 miles, 1 hour and 30 minutes. 1 hour and 31 minutes, exactly. And that's about right, I suppose. At 60 mile an hour, 90 miles would be 90 minutes. So I don't expect to be making a 60 mile an hour average. And I'm going 20 mile an hour, 20 miles less. I'll get there when I get there.
Turn right, St. Patrick Street. Turn right.
They wanted me down here earlier today. They probably should have made sure I had the tarps and everything I needed, bungees and whatever else. Thank you there, lady. Try to keep from tearing up my trailer tires back there. That would be bad. Heavy trucks, no right turn, no problemo. I am not going right. I can go left, but GPS says it's faster to go straight, so that's the way I'm going to go. A little bit of action. I like this compared to just driving down the interstate and nothing but a solid white line on one side and a dashed white line on the other, and occasionally a solid left line on the other side.
Follow Highway 1, Jackson Street, towards New Orleans, for 8.5 miles.
Yeah, just look down that street back there. All them buildings look a lot like in the French Quarter. Pretty cool looking. Little miniature little French Quarter, I guess you call it. I get tired of being on the interstate so much. I like going to the every now and then. Suppose if I was in them all day long, I get tired of them, want to be on the interstate. Other than the color of the asphalt changes colors from one state to another. I'm not sure why that is, whatever the ingredients are to make it. Like in Oklahoma, some parts of it, the asphalt is more red. Some parts of Texas, the asphalt's got kind of an actual green tint to it. But the main thing is that other than the color of the asphalt, one interstate is made pretty much the same as the other. I'm the one's got to yield here. Who's coming to my left? Anything? Nope. Nothing. Good. I need to find some place to park. Shoulder kind of narrow here. I feel like everybody else pull halfway up on the sidewalk. Find somewhere to park, let the puppy out, sprinkle on the grass for a minute. parked right here in the lane, put my four-ways on. I wouldn't do that, but I'd think about it. I see a wide spot up ahead there. Just barely wide enough, but I can make it work. Ugh. What a yawn. I don't know if y'all could have seen that little puppy over here yawning like a big old lion. Big old ferocious lion. It's her ferocious doggy. Chubby, chubby. It's her ferocious doggy. What side? Psychopy? Huh? Psychopy? Yeah, Daddy gets you out, Psychopy. That's what I want. Things a little wet here. Alright, y'all, hang on, hang tight. Take this little girl for a walk, we'll be right back. Do it. I took care of my business. Let's go. Five minutes, not too shabby. Usually takes her 2 to 3 times that long. But everything's so wet, usually she's gonna sniff around the grass, shove her snout as far into the earth as she can get it, chasing grasshoppers and crickets. Everything's so soaking wet, she want to do her business and get back to the truck. Alright, so this is still Thibodaux, Thibodau, Thibodaux, Louisiana. Live crawfish. What they say is shuck, suck, eat, or something. I forget how it goes. I've never had live crawfish. I know I like crawfish. I've had them in like crawfish pies and stuff like that. Different seafood dishes, crawfish and shrimp and whatever. But I've never actually had live crawfish. I've never actually. Well, I've had lobster. And lobster, I think lobster or crab, one of them you got to cook them alive. I think it's lobster. Maybe it's both. But what I had was frozen. I guess it had been cooked and then frozen. I'm told the only way to cook them dudes is to throw them into a pot, a boiling water alive. I guess they make quite the racket when you do that. To behave myself here. Seeing the DOT working all over the place, so there goes one right there in the other direction. State troopers in Louisiana are the DOT. Like Illinois, Tennessee, the other. It's a nice change from nothing but interstate, let me tell you. Seems like a lot of the places I go, just a short jog off the interstate to get there and get loaded. Then once you get loaded, it's a short jog back to the interstate. Then when you get the other end, same thing all over again. Even like New York City, most truckers will refuse a load going to New York City. They don't care how much it pays. They just don't have the tolerance for the, well, that's a big Volkswagen. Holy cow. They don't have the tolerance for traffic up there. But me, for one, it's a change of pace, change of scenery. To me, it's like going to a whole nother country. You know, you go to some of these cities in Mexico or Spain or Italy or Greece or wherever, and the traffic is ungodly. You know, what we think of as being a traffic jam in this country is nothing compared to what I've seen from some news footage of other traffic in other countries. So you just ride it out. You know, you can't control it, can't do anything about it. Just ride it out. That's what I do. Now my phone cord's acting up again, I guess. Can't tell if the phone's charging or not. Wait till I get to a stoplight and find it. You would think on these quote-unquote smartphones, you would think that no matter what the brightness is on your screen, no matter what screen you're in, whether it be camera mode or on the internet or what, at all times somewhere there'd be a battery icon. So you always know what your battery's doing. Maybe on an iPhone, that's the way it is. On this Galaxy, it sure ain't.
After 1/2 mile, turn left, US 90 eastbound, towards New Orleans.
Towards New Orleans. I'll get there just before 2 o'clock. I gotta be there by 2 o'clock. There is no way. I guess I need to stay right here in this lane. Okay. There is no way. Get there at 10 minutes till 2. And they have me out of there at 5 till 2. I'm camping out until after rush hour. Rush hour is kind of an all-day thing.
Turn left, US 90 eastbound, towards New Orleans.
turn the screen there, y'all. Turn. Yeah, okay. This battery is charging. I think sometimes what it's doing is it's discharging. If I've got the screen on all full brightness, I think it's discharging faster than the battery charger is recharging.
US 90 eastbound towards New Orleans for 30 miles.
I saw bears everywhere. So. That guy in front of me was getting ready to pass, so that guy in front of me moving on now. Catch these videos at night, I imagine this is a welcome change. Is this actually considered a video since it's a live stream? Technically, it'll be once you save it, when it's not live anymore, it'll be a video. Towboats. Them cooks that come out of New Orleans and Monroe, Louisiana area. Most of them, I don't know what it is about Monroe and West Monroe. Most of the cooks I've ever rode with came out of that area there. But man, I don't know if it's just sort of in your blood because you're born in Louisiana or what it is, but them folks can cook. GPS. When I was stopped back there and walked Miss Shelby, I lost 5 minutes. I've already gained 4 from back. Tarped if it requires it, strapped down, and whether it does or don't. I don't put my straps over the tarp. A lot of people do, except for when it's absolutely necessary. A lot of people do it all the time. That way they don't have to sling as many bungees to lace it up. But then what ends up happening, where your straps are over the vinyl, on the corners of the metal or lumber, it'll start wearing that down to the point that eventually it's going to rip right there. tarp, you can't keep nothing dry if you got holes and slices that. Get up in there, get loaded, do whatever it takes to either secure the load or secure and tarp it. And that's it, my day is done. Just how long that causeway bridge is. When you get out into the middle of it, from the highest of those three, there's three overpasses that allow ships to get underneath, and you can't see land on either side. You can't see where the bridge, in fact, there's always a kind of a haze, almost like a fog over the water. The bridge just kind of disappears into the haze. I won't go that way at night anymore, unless I just absolutely have to, because it's the shortest way. Time constraints are critical. Because it occurred to me one day, I've seen a lot of different kinds of ship accidents and stuff, bridges and other ships, whatever else. What if I'm at one end of that causeway bridge while a ship is busy having an accident at the other end and nobody knows about it yet? To have the signs, they got all those signs that all suddenly it'll say bridge collapse ahead, stop now, or something like that. And until such a time that they are aware of it, every car that comes across there thinking there ain't no big deal because it's a pitch black car, you don't see nothing. Ain't even gonna crash into the water, you're gonna crash into the ship that crashed into the bridge. New Orleans, 45 miles. So we're probably going downtown because GPS says 51 miles. About a lot of people, you know, I've spent the night in the Bronx before, you know. I'm more afraid of the rats than in places like this, in the Bronx, Detroit, Atlanta. I'm more afraid of the rats than I am the people, the hoodlums. And no, I'm not being hateful, I'm not being racist, I'm not taking out blacks. Because there's whites that live in the downtown area of their big cities too, wannabe thugs, whatever they are. I figure, you know what, I don't want to die looking down the barrel of a gun, but if that's the way it's wrote, Well, the good book, book of life. Michael Kinney dies on such and such a day by the hand of so and so looking down the barrel of that dude's gun. Well, I really hate that. Not the way I want to go. But if it is, there ain't nothing I can do about it. There ain't no sense in crying. I sure ain't gonna beg for my life. All that does is give the little weasel the feeling of power over you. I've already had my mind made up about this because I've been in situations like that before. This guy in front of me is pissing me off. Speed up, slow down, speed up. And I'm at my max. I can't speed up to get around him. All I can do is wait till he slows down and then get around him. So now I'll get back here and he'll go back to not paying attention to his driving. Then I'll get like, man, this son of a so-and-so, so I'll go ahead and I'll start passing him again. And then as soon as I start passing him, he'll be like, oh, I made that trucker mad. I better speed back up. Look, just let me get on by. That's the mentality we have as truckers. Just let us get around you, then you can sit back there and jack around all you want. We don't care. But all you're doing by putting me in and out of the left lane is starting to cause up a traffic jam behind us. Anyhow, I've already got my mind made up. If somebody ever points a gun at me, I'm going to laugh at them. If I'm going out, I get to choose. I get to choose with what level of integrity. If dude is truly intent on pulling a bullet hole in me or several bullet holes in me, all the begging in the world ain't gonna stop that. In fact, I would think all that begging would just make you appear weak and make him feel strong, and then feel he's gonna do so all the more. By standing up to him, maybe he's a big wuss, all talk and no action. Maybe by standing up to him, I might actually get out of their line. You never know. I love my wife. I love our life together. I love the life I live. But I'm not going to beg for it. It was given to me free back in 1963, whether I wanted it or not. That doctor slapped me on the backside and said, "Welcome to the world, boy." I'm assuming I came out with the same reaction as everybody else. Kicking and screaming. How messed up is that? That your first butt whooping is by a complete stranger. It ain't mom and dad, it ain't even grandma and grandpa. Complete stranger. And they just can sit there and let him do you that way. Shrimp. I love me some shrimp. The candy of the sea. Years ago, whooped my ass. I mean, he whooped my ass all over the place. And I never lifted a finger to defend myself because the rule was anybody involved in a fight gets fired. So I thought, okay, I won't fight. Then I don't get fired. Because I was his superior and he didn't like being told what to do. He came out Desert Storm nothing but an attitude. Couldn't take orders. I finally told him one day, I said the only thing he probably ever did in Desert Storm was scrub garbage cans, because he can't take orders and do much nothing else. He was probably all the time in trouble being sent over to do KP, kitchen patrol. Started blowing smoke in my face one day, and I'm a non-smoker. Back then, there was no smoker or non-smokers rights, so everybody did their own thing. So I told my buddy, don't even go there. So he done it the second time, and I said, man, I'm telling you, don't be blowing smoke in my face. And you got a problem with me because you don't like being told what to do. That ain't gonna make neither one of our day any better. He did it a third time. Now what I should have said was, if you do that again, I'm going to grab that cigarette out of your mouth. That way I can honestly say I never swung on it. Which I didn't swing on it. But I never told him what I was going to do. Now, I'm one of these, I can move my hand all day long, right past this phone, across the horn button of the steering wheel, right here across the microphone of my CB, I can get within a half inch of it and never touch it. So I knew I was going to be able to grab the cigarette and not never touch his face in the process. And I did just that. I grabbed the cigarette and never touched his face in the process. But with all the adrenaline, because he's a big old boy now, he's looking down at me like, we got off this boat, MacGyver, I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Until then, I'm your boss. When I went to grab that cigarette out of his mouth, all that adrenaline said, oh my God, he's swinging on you. And that dude whooped the snot out of me. Most people would be getting up, I'm gonna go tell Captain, I'm gonna go, whatever. I just got up, looked at him with my one eye that wasn't quite swelled shut all the way. And I just asked him, I says, are you through? Then he decided he could come. They pulled him off me. The other two pulled him off me. There's four of us on the deck at the time, trying to make a lock during flood conditions. He wasn't doing his job. We damn near wrecked the tow because of it. And in the process of telling him he's worthless as tits on a boar hog, I had called him a no good son of a bitch. So that's what got him in my face to begin with. And anyway, when I asked him if he was done, he come at me trying to get some more, and then they held him back. And I laughed as I laughed. My face, feet to a pull swelled up. I can't believe I didn't get a broken nose out of it. And I got a messed up nose out of it, but it ain't broken. I forgot all about that, how that happened. Now I just remembered. Making that septum or whatever they call it hurt now. As a matter of fact, think about that. Anyway, I laughed in his face. I said, man, you might as well go back to the boat and start packing your... And every now and then there'll be somebody in the military who doesn't do right. And they'll have what's called a blanket party, and that's where everybody come in there and throw a blanket over your face while you're sleeping. And beat the piss out of you, usually with your own hard hat, steel helmet. And because you had a blanket over your face, you can't honestly say who it was. It might have been every last one of them fellows in your very room. But you got no way of knowing. You can just say, I suspect, but you can't prove. So anyway, I laughed. That's, what do you think you're going to do when the captain gets up? How are you going to explain this? You're going to tell him I fell down a flight, because that's what in the Army is. They would tell the sergeant the next morning, oh, you must have fell down a flight of stairs. And there are stairs on towboats, they're 3 and 4 decks high. But I was the mate on that boat. I was on the mate of that boat for a good long time. I've pretty well proven myself as being able to navigate up and down them stairs quite nimbly. So that wasn't going to work. I told myself, man, just go on back to your room and start packing your bags. You're fired. You can't fire me. I said, well, you're right. Really, I can't. I said, but the captain can. Yeah, well, that captain ain't up. No, he's not. But he will be here in about 2 hours. And what do you think you're going to tell him then when he asks what happened to my face? Must have slipped on a bar of soap in the shower. I don't use bar soap. I have liquid gel soap. So they fired him on the spot. They actually made the port captain come out from the office. They fired the other dude on the spot. Meanwhile, my glasses got... That's the other thing too, man. You're gonna punch a dude with glasses? Really? Big tough guy? That way he can't see the rest of the punches coming. My glasses went flying into the river. Which takes some doing since they've got those little airload deals on them that they hook onto your earlobe and can't come off. Or behind your ear, whatever you would say. Back to where my car was parked and offered to get me a bus ticket home, and I was like, no, I ain't riding no bus. First off, I ain't riding no bus in this condition. Plus I'd have no way to get back to the house once I got to the bus station back Illinois where I lived at the time. I said, I'll be alright, I'll just drive real slow. Which I did. I made it home, didn't bump into nothing, it was all good. 4 or 5 days later, I get a letter in the mail, a company letterhead in an official envelope, letting me know that my status, whatever it was, while they were, I guess, suspension, while they were investigating the incident, has been upgraded. Now, upgraded has always been a good thing, right? Has been upgraded to termination. So I called the woman, head of personnel, and she wanted to explain to me what this is all about. And she said, well, she said, he said you hit him first. I said, well, that's a lie. If you actually check with the other folks on the boat, especially the cook, the captain, and the engineer, they'll tell you that he is nothing but a problem child, and he's one of these that every little thing wrong in his life is someone else's fault. She said, well, okay. She said, let's say we just go ahead and give that to you. He said you called him son of a bitch. I said, no ma'am. I'll call him a no good son of a bitch. She said, well, you know, he's a redneck. You can't do that. They take that kind of personal. I said, oh. Well, it's a good thing I didn't call him mother effer then, did it? And I didn't say effer either. I spoke it out. I didn't abbreviate it. It's a good thing I didn't call him mother effer then, isn't it? Really? For that red car, God, I don't know which one's worse, the one in the red car or the one in the silver pickup truck. Now the red car is going to shoot back over. Yep. She ought not to be that way, and I was like, well, I said, if I'd known I was going to get fired for not fighting, I said I'd have defended myself, and whatever happened, happened. The guy's a lot bigger than me, probably a lot stronger than me. I'd have still wound up on, which nobody wins a fight anyway, if you really think about it. if you have to lower yourself to that much of a Neanderthal aspect of life, then things have gotten so bad that when it's all said and done, both y'all a bunch of losers. But I said, nonetheless, I'd have at least defended myself. Well, I'm sorry it had to work out this way. So yeah, me too, and I hung the phone up on her. My phone rings. I'm living up there in the same place up in Illinois. Yeah, I knew you were going to jump over. So you didn't see that coming. And the phone rings. It's Reed Crushed Stone. But Reed Crushed Stone is no longer in business. I forget what they call it now. It's a different company owns it. And anyways, that same woman from personnel said, look, I need to talk to you about something. I said, does this conversation in any way involve me getting my job back as mate on the Mighty Joe? She said, well, no. I said, well, I don't see how we got anything to talk about. She said, no, look here, don't be like that. I really need to talk to you. We're in a pickle here. It's okay. What do you got to say? Well, it turns out the engineer was I'm not even gonna start cussing, but think of everything you can think of with the male appendage sticking out front and the word head, make it all one word. That's the nicest thing I got to say about this guy. So anyway, in fact, the guy that whooped my ass got me fired. I like him more than I did this engineer. So the engineer, it turns out, has gotten injured, and he's suing Rico Transportation.
Turn left, Interstate 310 northbound, towards New Orleans.
Which Rico Transportation is Reed Crushed Stone Company, R-E for Reed, C for Crushed Stone, and C-O Company, but it's just one C instead of two C. It's still Rico Crushed Stone, Reed Crushed Stone Company, Rico Transportation. Which, the irony of it all, I left Canal Barge because they wouldn't move me up, they wouldn't promote me to the level I felt that I was worthy of. Because I didn't have anybody that worked there that, like my daddy, I'm a captain on another towboat, to say, come on man, my son's done his time, move him on up the deck, put him in the mate slot or lead deckhand slot or something. Nope. So I left there because I felt I was being held back. And then when Reed Crushed Stone, I think Reed Crushed Stone sold them to Vulcan Materials, I think. I don't remember who they sold to. But when they sold, they only sold the rock quarry. The equipment was all separate. All them big old Euclid dump trucks, and Caterpillar dump trucks, and Pay Hauler dump trucks, all them big old rock quarry dump trucks, all the equipment was separate. Now, the people who bought Reed Crushed Stone buy some of that equipment, but they didn't buy all of it. They had the ability to pull rock out of there by rail car, truck, or barge. And the people who bought it figured, you know what, there's towboat companies all over the place, those things burn way too. We would burn right at about maybe 80 to 100,000, maybe as much as 150,000 gallons a week in diesel. That's not even including oil, groceries, whatever else. So the amount of money that it takes to run a towboat operation is a pretty big chunk of change. If you know what, I think I'd rather just go ahead and pay somebody to haul it for us. And especially in the trucking side of it, a lot of them guys are owner-operators.
After 1/2 mile, turn left, Interstate 310 northbound, towards New Orleans.
So they've got no little to no cost at all as far as getting it hauled. all they've got to do is pay a broker a percentage of whatever it's going to cost. The customer gets billed all of it anyway. Damn. But anyhow, what happened on the boat after they had let me go, fired me, the chief engineer got injured
Turn left,
because a ladder apparently
towards New Orleans.
failed.
Then keep right.
I don't know if it broke in half. I don't know how it failed. It just failed. So he's down there on the boat deck, down in the engine room, waiting for someone to find him, which took a little while. So meanwhile, he supposedly got burns on his back for the deck plate being so hot, and yada yada yada,
After
whatever
1.2
else.
miles.
And all this comes back down to the faulty ladder, which therefore is the problem of Reed Crush Stone, Rico Transportation specifically. So he's suing them for a whole lot of money, apparently. That guy named there took off my left fuel tank. Anyhow, what I need to know from you is how y'all did as far as equipment inspections, and did y'all have your own ladders? And did, the deck crew, did we have our own ladders, which we did? Or did you use the same ladders in the engine room? Can you verify that that ladder was already tore up back when you were there? Yada, 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 yada. Well, as I'm going to tell you, I said, I'm still a little bit sore. I've done healed, all my wounds have healed from the bump whooping I got. But I'm still a little bit sore about the way y'all done me, because I don't think I was right. So I said, I'm not going to tell you a whole lot of anything what you're wanting to know. I said, but I will tell you this.
Interstate 310 northbound.
After Lola gets done talking.
For 9.5 miles.
We had our own ladders. We kept our own ladders up on the upper deck, lashed to the handrails above the engine room. And the engine room had their own ladders, just like each department had its own tools. You don't borrow tools from the engine room to work on the deck. The engine room don't come up to the deck locker and take tools down into the engine room. That's the way it is. If you need something, you don't have it, you go ask someone, let them lend it to you, with the understanding that you're to bring it back to them. They're going to wait until you do, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I said, I don't like him very much. The guy's initials were the letter J and the letter P. I said, I don't like him very much. And I said, but whatever happens between y'all and him, I'm not helping either of you. So all I can tell you is that we inspected our equipment. That's just good safety. It tells you right on the side of the ladder to inspect it before you use it. Just good common sense, if nothing else. Now, if you can take that information and win against the lawsuit he has against you, go right ahead. If you can't, maybe you ought not to fire me. Hung the phone up on her again. Everything happens for a reason, although I will admit, for quite a while, it seemed my life went to shit after that. But you bounce back, you know. I don't like it because I feel that I was born to be a barge line mate, towboat mate. I wanted to work my way up into the pilot house, but like they had said, it's too late for you. So I thought, okay, well, I'll work my way to the engine room. The port engineer, now when they say port, what that means is the engineer who's the boss over all the engineers that they have on their boats. Canal had, at the time, they had 27 boats. Once they bought the Rico boats, they had 30. I love crossing the Mississippi River right here. There's so much busyness going on down there, ships and tugs and towboats and everything in between. Anyway, I would build a tow, and I took a lot of pride in it. I would lose a lot of sleep to make sure it was built right. Whether we were dropping them barges the following day or we'd have them for a week or two, I went out there and made sure it was right. Because if they tighten the tow, see, some of these barges get bent up and they're not flat across the nose and stern anymore. If you don't pay attention to what you're doing, before you know it, that tow will be shaped like a banana. One, it's going to cause the boat to use more fuel going up the river. Two, it ain't going to maneuver properly. It's not going to handle right. The captain ain't going to like it. You do that more than once, you ain't going to be a mate on his boat very long. But I never settled for close enough or good enough. You know, they say good enough never is. Never have you done something to perfection, and when you got done, stepped back, looked at it, and said, good enough. Usually when we say good enough, what we're really saying is, I'm tired of messing around with it. So, I've never been one to work with a work ethic of good enough. I try, now the best I can may not always be good enough, but I will always try to give the best I can. If you need 100% of volume out of me, but the best I can give you is 78%, and that's all I've got to give, sorry. Take it or leave it. If it ain't gonna work for you, send me down the road, get somebody else in there. But don't go trashing me later that I was lazy and no count or whatever else. I give you the best I got to give. If it ain't enough, that's on you. It's the best I got to give. I'm not a machine. Not everybody's capable of doing the exact same task, the exact same way, and always come up with the same results. So anyway, the port engineer, on more than one occasion, started telling me about how, oh yeah, I'm going to get you in the engine room and this, that, and the other. And months went by. And I'm just like, man, well, yeah, I'm still working that out. Well, okay. I'd have rather than not say nothing to me and just ride my time out until I finally got to become a mate at Canal. Because here's the kicker. Had I not got fired off the Joe McAllister, after Canal bought them boats out, I'd have automatically been a mate of Canal Barge because I was the mate of the Mighty Joe and knew better than anybody how that boat functioned. So even though they wouldn't promote me while I was there, by them taking over the company, I'd have automatically been promoted, which I was a mate already anyway. I wouldn't have been promoted per se, but I'd have finally been a mate at Canal Barge Company. But anyway, that port engineer just kept messing on around, so I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. See you later, bye. Just don't, if you're not ready to promote me, don't tell me you're considering promoting me. Be like me, my wife loves bling. And me telling you know what I'm going to do? What?
After 2 miles, keep right.
I'm going to take you out shopping and buy you the biggest diamond you ever saw. Dude, I can't move over there. There's a truck behind me. Got an SUV passing me and another SUV behind him, and I just can't do nothing about it. I'm sorry. In situations like that, either put your foot to the floor and accelerate, get your butt up the road a piece, or back her down. Don't just sit there and drag race me waiting for me to change lanes. I couldn't do it, sorry. He's one of those that would come in front of me now and swing his trailer in front of me, let me know he's not pleased, or somehow, some way cause me some grief because I held him. I've had that happen a bunch of times. I can't move over, not my fault, sorry dude. I'm the one with the right of way. I don't need to yield. I don't need to back off the throttle on a 70-mile-an-hour interstate but in this case it's dropped to 60, and let you in. You either need to accelerate to get in front of me, or as the sign says, yield. Back out of it and get in behind me. But the mentality of a lot of people is if you don't back out of it and let them in, then you're the one who's the jerk. And you're going to have hell to pay when they catch up and get in front of you.
Keep right, then take the freeway.
It is what it is. Situations like that. I had a guy do me that way one day. I was talking about that the other night. The guy coming around Louisville, Kentucky, and all that traffic on my left, I couldn't move over for him. And we're climbing. I'm loaded. Everybody, all these, like, I don't know, 11, 12 trucks behind me were all loaded. So I'm not going to hit the brakes and slow down going uphill, losing my momentum, to let a guy in who's not smart enough in his little V6 front-wheel drive Buick Park Avenue to just kick that 3.8 liter a little deeper into the floor and get her going. All right, now little black car, you're costing me some production here. Car on my left wasn't going to let me over. Lane wrapper rolling west. That fella done brake check twice in front of me when he finally got his chance to get around me. I got on the radio because the guy that was directly behind me had to change lanes to avoid from hitting me. That's how hard that guy hit the brakes to try to make me stop on a 65-mile-an-hour interstate. Then he done it a second time. By then, my speed had dropped down so low. What's this guy's problem? Oh, he's in the wrong lane. He was actually going to try to make the right turn over there. See the kind of stuff I deal with? To try to go across 3 lanes to hit the exit that he was already passing. Dopey. Get off your cell phone. Pay attention. Just calmly doing exactly what he's doing right now, going up to the next exit, turn around, come back. Meanwhile, the car that was behind me, he'll probably assume I was hitting the brakes to do him a brake check and come up here and now return the favor. I mean, I don't know if he will, but that's the kind of stuff I expect. That's how ignorant people are. I haven't even had this little camera deal going a week yet, but I've already come to the conclusion it was well worth it. It may bother a few folks. Oh, really? One Mike that lives got a live stream again? Oh, go figure. But I don't require anybody to come do these. I'm really surprised later to see the amount of views that these actually get. They don't get very many likes, although they get a couple. They get no more than the amount of followers I have, or you know, that S word that we're not supposed to use anymore, that's written in big red letters until someone decides to follow you, and then they go ahead and they click on that and it turns gray. State trooper. Left lane has no clue there's a full-grown DOT bear right up underneath him on the right. That guy doesn't seem to be too concerned about him. So. On a multi-lane interstate, trucks are not supposed to be in the left lane ever. Alright, he's moving on. He's not too concerned. Trying to get back into it some.
After 2 miles, keep left.
I grabbed that CB radio and I told that fellow that was behind me had to change lanes. His handle is Tabasco. We both work for the same company. The difference is I was in a white Mac pulling a white 48-foot van, and he was in a red International pulling a covered wagon. Black, you know, flatbed with black sidekick with the hoops and all that. So nothing about these two trucks looked like they were from the same company. Y'all go ahead and catch up to that big old diesel bear up there. Go ahead. All I'm going to say is I'm going a little faster than the posted limit. People still passing me. Anyhow, I grabbed that radio. Can you see the guy kind of weaving between the lanes? Trying to size me up to determine whether or not he wants to do it a third time. Those of you watching this or might stumble across this later who would do this to a truck,
Keep left.
you really need to think twice before you do. Because you don't know the mentality of the person driving that truck. You don't know what he's going through at home.
Keep left.
Stressing him out. You don't know what he's going through on the job, stressing him out. You don't know what he's going through right here in traffic, stressing him out. And there's people who decide, you know what, I ain't putting up with this no more. You see it on the news all the time. Hell, a guy stole a bus one day, started ramming cars and whatever else. They opened fire and killed that dude.
Keep left.
He wasn't even armed, that's my knowledge. Using the bus as a weapon. Point is, what if one of them truckers or whoever you decide to cut off like that, what if that person is armed? What if they've decided that they ain't taking it no more? Before they finally decide to go ahead and eat lead, you process and you are crazy folks in this world. Welcome there, Mr. Garbage Truck Man.
After 1/2 mile, keep left.
have my CB radio. I told that fella at Tabasco, I said, if that fella in front of me, after he done just brake check me twice, if he does it a third time, you saw my brake lights, right?
Follow Interstate 610 eastbound towards Thibodaux for 4 miles.
He knew what I was telling him because I've known Tabasco by then a little while. I will tell you, if that fella would have done it the third time, his Park Avenue wasn't going to be fit to go to the body shop. And Tabasco would have had to tell a fib. He may have said, yeah, I saw his brake lights come on. He tried to avoid that guy the third time. Nope. Right foot, I'd have stomped on the throttle, dropped the gear, make sure I could push him a good ways, and then meanwhile with my right hand grab the hand lever, which controls the trailer brakes, and yanked on that son of a gun and make sure there's some black rubber marks from the truck on the ground. That was sure enough what I'd have done if he'd have brake checked me the third time. Someone said, how can you even think that way? What if there were to be a baby in the car seat in the back of that car? Well, if he don't care, why should I? If you got a baby in the back of your car seat, in the back seat of your car, and you're out brake checking semi-trucks, you need to have this living daylight slapped out of you for one. Then you need to have your baby taken away because you're an unfit parent. My opinion, you ain't got to agree with it, but that's my opinion. Children are the future of this planet. They're more precious. I don't care what's the most precious, ruby or diamonds or gold or who knows what, drugs, chemicals. I don't even know what people value anymore. I don't have a whole lot of valuables, so I don't really understand what it is that people are willing to exalt above everything else. But there is nothing more precious on this earth than the life of a child. I don't know how much money's in Fort Knox. I've been told they couldn't begin to tabulate it up and know. Nah, there's a computer keeps up with every serial number. They know. But the point is, let's just say it is in fact a number that's so insurmountable, whatever the word is, that they can't even begin to count, begin to imagine just how many billions or trillions or zillions or whatever goes beyond there. One child, just one. Now let's really cut this close to home. Not even the child of someone who is, high up in society. One child in the slums, the potential that child has makes that child worth more than all the money in Fort Knox. I truly believe that.
After 1/2 mile, keep left.
I gotta wonder sometimes with all these babies that end up being aborted, how many of them might have been the ones that changed the way this world thinks. That maybe
keep left.
1 or 2 or 3 of them babies, there's been hundreds of thousands of them aborted over the years, worldwide. Maybe just 2. One of them had been the next Mother Teresa.
After 1 mile, keep left.
Never know. One of them would have been the next Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Never know. It's easy to dismiss it and say, no. But the truth is, we'll never find out. Ooh, really? I'm just going to jump up with this truck with this turn signal on.
After 1/2 mile.
Jump up underneath of them. People just amaze me. 410 the whole way instead of coming across the 610. Give y'all a little sight of
Keep left.
downtown Nolens.
Take the exit right.
Now, why are you telling me to take the exit right, but yet the picture on the map is telling me to stay left?
After 1 mile, take the exit right towards Downman Road.
Well, now I'm going to have to do some fancy maneuvering. Thanks for that. Sometimes it gives you the picture too late. If I get the light, though, I don't have to do any fancy maneuvering at all. Yeah, buddy. Straight through. Downshift, steep hill. At least I'm empty.
After 1/2 mile, take the exit right, 240A, towards Downman Road. Then, keep right.
Are you sure this time, Lola? You said half mile last time. Then I get right up to there 1 mile. Make my mind up, will you?
Take the exit right, 240A. Then, keep right.
There's so many bridges in this area, I don't know how everybody keeps up which one's which. I really don't.
After 1/2 mile, keep right.
Yeah, I knew I've ever told that about what I felt about that Buick doing to me that night. I'm the bad guy because of what I thought about doing and had he brake checked me the third
keep
time.
right. Then,
Never
go
mind the
straight
fact that
ahead.
he was the bad guy for doing me that way the first 2 times. He didn't do me that way once, he did me that way twice. And like I said, then you can see him weaving in the lane trying to size me up, considering whether or not he's going to do it a third time. So here's my point, children.
Keep right.
Are you willing to
Then,
bet whether or
go
not the
straight
guy
ahead.
in the truck that you're about to brake check isn't resolved to do you the same way? Are you willing to
Go
bet,
straight
but
ahead,
instead of
Downman
betting with
Road.
money,
Then, take the second left.
betting the very air you breathe, betting the life of you and anybody in your passengers that might think what you're about to do is cute, funny?
Turn left.
Don't do it. It's just not worth it. What, to try to teach some guy who maybe cut you off or maybe he's just moving too slow for your liking, you can teach him a lesson? It ain't worth
At
it.
the end of the road, turn right. Jordan Road.
Yeah, I'm where I need to be. With 25 minutes to
Turn
spare.
right.
Woohoo! Port of New Orleans. Louisiana tea. Louisiana. However you want. TCI. I'm looking for a place called a TCI. You don't know which of those is just kind of some sunken down asphalt and which ones are actually sinkholes. So I don't take any chances. addresses. Going to Lola, it's still a little bit further ahead.
After 700 feet, you have reached your destination. It is on your left.
On my left. Alright, Lola. I'll take your word for it. See overhead crane under that canopy there on the left. That might be about what I'm
You
looking
have
for.
reached your destination, 6000 Jordan Road. It is on your left.
No, I haven't. That's 5100. Whoa, see what I mean about sinkhole stuff? Don't ever just assume it's water over the asphalt. Sometimes there ain't no asphalt. What's that, Shelby? What's her looking at? She's all excited for some reason. She sees the, oh, and I bet she sees these birds. She loves chasing birds. She never catches any, but she sure likes chasing. Yep, TCI, right there. That's what I'm looking for. What? So now, that gate is closed there. Guy behind me pissed off now. Try to get up in here. I'm thinking maybe this gate right here. Appreciate it. Have a good day. There's a reason they call this the Big Easy. I loved working down here. I'm not going to say that there's no racial tension in New Orleans. There's racial tension in any big city where you're black and white living together. But there's not a whole lot of it. Hey there, Benny. Hey, Sal. How's it going, y'all? Folks down here, man, are just easy going. Hence the name, the Big Easy. We are in the port of New Orleans, y'all. Nolans. I try to say if I can. All drivers, check in at warehouse, okay? Woohoo! Man. Actually, I've been through places rougher than this. Yeah, man, folks is laid back down here. I used to get off work, I was down here in Tankerman School and some of the other things I've done and be chilling out. Well, I appreciate that, Benny. And I'm going to about shut this down here in a minute anyway, because I got to get checked in here and see where it is they want me to load me at. Probably down at the other end, down there where that overhead crane is. But yeah, folks, man, black, white, don't matter. Everybody parties together. Everyone has a good time. No one hates nobody for the most part. There's always going to be a few, you know, but for the most part. Yeah, I bet you I need to be over there, but it says check in at warehouse. So there's an office over there, but that's not where it says to go. Door over there with lumber in front of it. So I guess I'll go ahead and use this ramp here. That's where I'll check in. Meanwhile, there's my freight loader. They are in business. First things first, I need to go get checked in. So I'm going to sign off here. And it'll be sometime later this evening because it'll be well after rush hour by the time I get back on the road. Anyhow. Yeah, okay. Hey, Benny, I really love listening to you sing. I want to hear another song. I haven't gone to London yet. Oh, so persistent. She has no clue where I'm at. Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm gonna still look up that streets in London. I just haven't found it yet. But anyhow, I do, man. Whenever I see one of those with that background, I don't know if it's wallpaper or what it is, but I see that background, I see you sitting with a guitar, I'm like, yes! And I really look forward to that. So, anyhow, oh, I see human life, so I'm gonna go bother somebody, see where my load is. Anyhow, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna log off of here. Ain't no sense letting y'all just look at these trailers, yada yada yada. So, I will check in with y'all later. Try to catch your stream, Benny. I'm not sure if you're gonna have one today or not, but after I get loaded, I'll be camping out for a little while. So anyhow, but we'll see you sooner or later, girlfriend. All right, bye bye.